Hey everyone, how's it going? Phil Monteleone here, the Book Peddler. If you haven't, I hope you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Book Peddler. You can stay up to date on book picks and store activity. I've got a playlist on my channel with videos that fits the category. So if you're new, go check it out. Maybe you get a feel for what's going on in here. I don't know if there's too many YouTubers that are sellers of books that buy and sell. I did a little explore myself to see kind of what was out there, and like in the booktube world, I guess they call it. And a lot of them talk about their personal books that they buy for reading themselves, but I have yet to really see people buying books for resale unless if it's like mass Amazon and scanning barcodes and stuff like that. But I do it a little differently. I have a brick and mortar store that I sell out of, as well as my seller site online. And different dynamics, different style of selling, I suppose, rooted in a little bit of the old school way, which is radically disappearing. A lot of bookstores that were once around have definitely bit the dust, and it's a sad thing to see. But I'm going to keep this one going as till I get tired of it, I guess, or move on to another venture. But I truly love doing this. So again, welcome to the channel if you're new. I had let's get into the video. I had two picks this week. One was a book pick, and the other was basically from the previous video that I did. I forget what I titled it. It was something like Rare Obscure Estate Sale Picks, which was an excellent, absolutely incredible book pick. I'm still going through that one. I'm still going through my 10,000, the part one of my 10,000 book lot. So I'm definitely not lacking work. I'm lacking time. But I went back to that estate and I bought some cool stuff too, but they weren't books. But I'll still show you what I got. But let's get into this pick here. I went out to it was East Pharsalia, which is about 50 minutes from me, and picked these books, and I'll show you what I got. And if you're interested, of course, reach out and contact me. I'd be happy to do business with you direct. So okay, here we go. I'm gonna flip the camera. And here we go. I laid out some on the desk. I got a family recipe book, 1872, which is kind of neat. There's a lot of like quack medicine, I guess they call it in here, but very cool. Very cool. To me it was. Handy farm devices and how to make them. I think this is from, let me find the date on this one. This kind of material is definitely upticked in my shop, 1909. Based on what's going on in the world, it's no different than, you follow the trends and people are starting to try to become more self sufficient. And so, like, canning jars are hard to find right now. And these books are going. Same with the Foxfire books I seem to talk about in every freaking video. But okay, here we go. Davy and the Goblin. I've had this book in before. It's really cool. It's nicely illustrated. But when I had it in before, it took forever to sell. And I always have to take that into consideration that, I don't want to sit on books for years and years and years. It is a game of patience a lot of times, and I'm okay with it, but you can't get a lot of money tied up, especially this isn't worth big bucks, probably a $50 book, but full of illustrations, very cool. I think it's like 1888. Neat book. All right, let's see what else we got here. So these things I pick up, as long as they're in good condition. Audell's Carpenters. I don't know why my camera keeps screwing up, damn it. Audell's Carpenters and Builders Guide. I think that's originally a 4-volume set, but there's that. Now these things are neat, and I picked them up. It's an automobile green book, it's called, from 1924, with the map in it. Companies like Standard Oil put these out. Volume 2, touring New York State. It's got its like issues, but it's really, people get a kick out of these. I definitely sell them. Tupper Lake. They're neat to just look back to and everything. And it came with the map, so that's really cool. Child's Life of Christ. So that's a fancy binding. Here's one of the earliest yearbooks I've come across, The Violet, 1904. I like yearbooks. I made a video on buying and selling yearbooks, and I've had good success with it to update you. And this is by the junior class of New York University. It's amazing looking back at these old yearbooks. Let me see if I can find some pictures. These studly fellas here. Look at that, the medical clinic. It's incredible how it was back then. Different world. Here's these guys. Sometimes you find yourself, well, I do anyway, sitting with some of these yearbooks, looking through them for quite some time. Now, it has its issues here, for sure. I can piece that back together fine. The binding itself should be braced up a bit, but that was kind of neat. Let's check out this. What is this? Life of Mrs. Graham. There we go. Early book. And I'm going to start moving a little quicker here, just to get through it. 1819, The Power of Faith Exemplified in the Life and Writings of Mrs. Isabella Graham, 3rd edition. This book I found pretty interesting. This is on, again, these are in rough shape. The guy wanted more than what I gave, obviously. Who doesn't? But, it just wasn't there, ultimately. There wasn't that huge winner. Every Man His Own Farrier, Diseases of the Horse by Francis Clatter. So 1845, pretty cool book. Let's see here. Now there was one that stunned me. This is called Behind Convent Walls by Neva Pinkham Miller, and she was a nun in the Catholic Church, supposedly. Now she's a controversial figure from what I've been able to tell. People say that she was never a nun, but she definitely wrote about the convents as basically being prisons, and it's a small booklet, but it's about $100 booklet there, believe it or not. So scandalous. She was arrested giving speeches before, I believe, in Switzerland, and in this country. That's like 1920s. True to the Old Flag, Tale of the American War of Independence. Very neat. So let's I don't want to take up a ton of time here. Show you some more. The Animal Kingdom Illustrated. Cool 2-volume set, but they're just busted up. See, that one's missing its front board. This front board's detached. The spine is off. But I didn't want to let these go to the trash because they're filled with illustrations. And you know what? Somebody that just wants them will buy them for cheap and at least preserve them. I mean, the best case scenario there. So whatever. I'm not putting them on the shelf. They're there. Let's see. I had a big family Bible. And then I had, these are a bunch of little pocket Bibles here. So I'll slowly start putting all these ones up. There's a really cool 3rd volume small book set on American Indians, but unfortunately missing the first 2. So everything seemed to be incomplete in this collection. Book biographies of Shenango County. I sold this book earlier to a real pretty face lady. But in the front board, I think there was a couple pages missing on that, but look at that horrible tape job. Won't be able to get a ton for it, but what can you do? That's how it goes. I'm trying to just preserve the history to some extent, and I'm gonna flip the kick. I mean, a lot like this, there's early books, there's early 1800s, mid 19th century, but they're beat to hell. And I'm trying to explain to this guy that conditions everything. It doesn't matter how old the book is. It really doesn't. I mean, collectors are going to pay for mint copies, and these are going to be very tough sells. So I couldn't spend a ton of money on them, and so it's just getting somebody to realize that even though they're old, it doesn't mean nothing. So anyhow, I'm going to show you some of these other items I got when I went back to that estate, not books. So maybe you'll have interest. I got all these fly rods, which was cool. Some of them are earlier than others. They're pretty neat. So I had to jump on those. Then I got a box of holsters. Beautiful leather holsters. And there's bandoliers. Some of these are, they'll say US on them, early holsters. Firearm books, hunting, fishing books, all this kind of stuff is the big seller in my shop. It's what I kind of I gravitate towards because my customers, this is a big outdoorsy area, basically a rural area. So that was awesome, getting a whole box of those. And I'll show you what else I got. Oh, got some scuba gear. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with that, but we'll figure it out. Got all these hunting patches here. All these different, I figure I'll sell them $2 a piece. There's Ruger, there's Shenango County Sportsman's Club, there's stickers, North American Hunter Club, a bunch of pins, so that was cool. Then I got those cool Colt pictures on my wall back there. Really nicely framed. They just look cool. Somebody will probably want them for their wall. And let's see, what else did I... Oh, I got this early fencing sword that I put back here. I gotta get running, guys, because I gotta open this beast. Early fencing sword, made in France. Hold on. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, so that's gonna be it. I gotta run because I gotta open this place up. Hope you enjoyed my finds for this week. It's a quick smattering of what I got. Not the greatest and highest ends of stuff, but still some of this stuff is solid enough. I will be able to move it. And I always can only show you so much in a video. So follow my seller site, and if there's ever anything of interest, I never can get everything in at once. But anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, we'll see you later.